First of all, thank you for the contestants, Brian and Brian and Chris.
Yep.
Your first time being on Real Tennis, which is fantastic. I know you guys have appeared on some other YouTube channels that are far less superior.
Ooh.
Yeah. Only poverty channels.
But it's nice that you guys are able to come here. You guys are somewhat used to the cameras, which is a pretty good experience, especially in this 3-camera setup on Real Tennis. I mean, was it what you guys expected in terms of nervousness, anxiety? Because people do kind of play different first time being on camera, like what Scott did initially.
Absolutely.
I mean, what did you guys think overall? Like, as an experience, not necessarily the match.
Yeah.
Go first?
All right.
I'm still thinking.
All right. Because personally, no, I don't have any fear of cameras.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lot of just being in kind of my professional experience. Just I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I got a coach.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not nervous. You go out and play your game. So it's
Okay.
It is what it is. Nothing real bad.
No, I mean, I felt pretty good the whole time. You know, as far as being in front of the camera. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous when I go for shots that are a little more unconventional. That
Like
I'm
what?
well, you saw it. You have a whole blooper reel now. Because I missed a lot of those today that were brain dead 3-0 shots. You know, other than that, it was mostly going into an indoor environment after playing for 3 months outside.
Oh, is it necessarily the camera? It's more.
It's more of going indoors.
The
new
lighting.
balls. It's very everything's very bouncy here.
Yeah.
And I know in some of your second serves outside, I feel like I would step up and rip them. And today it was either like brushing off my racket or it was going out and I couldn't find it. So just got to be looser with the grip and adjust. But no, it was the cameras didn't really bother me. It was good to play out here and have an audience, and it was a lot of fun. It's always fun playing Brian.
Well, as our second commentator was going to go grab his beer, I was thinking about a second question. I just want to hear your thoughts about this. It's more of an open-ended question because in most of the matches, and actually every tennis match on Essential Tennis and Real Tennis, the commentators always kind of predict, okay, this person is going to be the more aggressor, and this other person is going to be more of the push or more defensive player. There's no greater difference in that juxtaposition, big words, look it up, than you guys, because you're a doubles.
5 syllables.
Wow, 5?
5 syllables.
I actually know you can count that high.
Yeah, it is. It's actually a word.
You can count to 21 in the shower.
But Brian, it's not even necessarily the level difference, because even though Brian's technically a 4-0, he should be probably more like a 4-5, especially in doubles. Singles, you're getting there. And you're a high level, mid level to maybe high level 4-5. But the game style of you being more like a Rafa Nadal, and then you being an 80s wooden racket player, you know, big serve coming in because
that
you're a
V-core is
gigantor.
actually a wooden racket that I just painted over.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wooden racket.
Pretty good. Good paint job.
Open throat.
Would you agree that there's no, at least at the, let's say 4-5 level, that there's any bigger difference in play style than you two in singles?
I mean, you're not, you don't rip it to the corners on me, but you come in and you try to take the net. And if you volley like that, I'm in trouble. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty different. It's big serve over me, ton of spin. I kept telling myself throughout the entire match not to slice, and then I kept slicing.
Backhand or forehand?
Backhand.
Okay.
Because once he started coming in, I'm like, okay. Like, I was already uncomfortable, like, hitting backhands. I couldn't find it, so I was slicing. And then you were coming in and making me pay for it. So, yeah, I mean, the style, it matches up. I think it matches up well for you if you play your game.
I think I said that about
And if you
6 times
don't-
on camera.
If
Play
you,
your game, Brian. Stop hitting the Chris on the baseline. Oh, Brian, you hit Pierce on the baseline.
if you
lost the
wait
point.
for your opportunities and then come in, I mean, then I've got to do more. And I was trying to bring you cross court at the end. I was trying to hit a lot of those angles and like run you a bit so you couldn't like get in. But I mean, if you play that right, I think that's a good matchup.
No, it's funny. I literally said to myself, hit the ball and watch Chris hit a slice and then come into the net. So that was working for me. So,
But isn't that
Yeah, we
amazing
think the
that
same
you
way.
had a game plan, and I believe it's a correct game plan. Do you agree with me, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is it so much harder to execute when you're on the court versus being in a soapbox or a commentator or a keyboard warrior?
Giga Chad lefty who hits nice, consistent ground strokes.
Giga what?
Giga Chad
lefty.
Well, and 6'9" fat over here. You can't lob him.
You
Comes into
listening
the
to us?
net. Comes into the net, and you have to. I mean, if I try to lob him, I'll hit the ceiling. So I don't really know what to do.
Hey,
This
yeah,
is not
We talked about this. Is one of the first things you do with a tall person is you lob them to assert dominance. It's like marking your territory. You know.
I was actually going to underhand serve him the first point to assert dominance, and then I think once the match started, it totally totally forgot. But I had one, but you got it.
Yeah.
Was that the one I tried to hit the tweener on, the running one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I missed it. Dang.
I also thought I
Gotta
hit that
admit
ball
that.
long though, so I thought you gave me a point.
I think I gave you a few calls. You'll find it on the.
Both of you
video.
guys
remember three.
were generous.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have given me something. Oh, you gave me a serve near the end. A few games
I,
later.
there was one I thought I was like, oh,
First
nice.
serve of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
first
Okay.
point.
All right. That's
I
what
think I
thought.
said something too.
All right. Well, we're even.
We're even. Ish.
I just won't heal you. Whenever.
So
games.
you guys have played before, right?
Oh yeah.
Many times, right?
Good friends.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
friend's a good
yeah,
friend of
obviously. I mean,
mine.
just we got to get some backstory here. Is like when you do play, you know, how does it end up? I mean, what are the? I mean,
So
does it
early-
pan out like today, or is there a little more of a struggle? You know.
I have never beaten Chris once.
Okay.
I think I am now like 0-8 against him in singles and like 4-0 against or 4-1 against him in doubles. So it's like the exact opposite. So it's
So you're a doubles player and you're a singles player.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about.
We this summer, I know we played early in the summer, and you were missing a lot of you didn't like my spin. I know we had some sets that were more of like 0-1 or whatever, but
Yeah.
I feel like over time when we've been playing, I know we've been playing more like tiebreakers and things lately, but they've been a lot closer.
yeah.
You've been going for more, and it's been paying off. So it's night and day from when we played back in June and when we're playing now. And I think part of that is I know you were dealing with some injuries last year, and now you've kind of recovered and you're playing a little more singles. You're playing a lot of tennis, and I see your game elevating as you play.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
You're still the same Chris. You're just looping the ball to me, and I'm like, how can
Good
I
to know
throw
that I
it for
haven't
you?
gotten better over the past few
Hug
years.
it out, hug it out,
but
boys.
Personally,
Hug it out.
personally, I'm waiting for these two to match up because I was saying at the end of the year that Chris is going to mark a run for his money.
Wait, what?
so-
They already played. They already played.
When?
They
We played on Mark's
His
channel, yeah.
Oh no, this year. This year we got to get him to play.
okay.
Oh man, he took a set off me.
I'm
Oh, was
waiting
it
for it
the
now.
last set we played? I'm probably like 0 for 15 before that.
Yeah.
But I got the last set we played. So clearly I'm on a winning streak of 1 set. And this is obviously going to continue.
Maybe we'll make that a real
Hey.
tennis match in the near future. So from what you said about your game plan and the execution, there's a gap with Chris's backhand slice, right? You should have came in. Is there anything Chris should have done? Is there anything you should have done differently, you think? Maybe go for more tweeners, maybe go for more cross-court heavy forehands to his backhand. Is there anything you would have done differently?
Well, more tweeners is always a good idea. You can never have enough tweeners. If you ever find yourself down in a match, continually hit tweeners to assert dominance. To
See
throw
the
your
notes
opponent
below
off your
on
game.
how we really feel about this.
Yeah. Scott has a story that he probably told up there when we were out at
McKinley Mix.
Arrowhead. No, Arrowhead.
Oh,
the
yeah,
other-
that's
and
right. Yeah,
McKinley.
I did not tell this story, but I'll let you tell
Okay.
it. Good.
Should I tell it?
Yeah, tell it.
Okay, so Scott had a match right next to us, and he finished up before us, and he came over to watch. But beforehand, when we were walking out to the courts, he just randomly came up to me and said, "Chris, if you hit a tweener winner, I'll buy you a beer." So sure enough, 5 minutes after Scott comes over to watch, I get my first chance of the match, run back, right down the middle, 2 inches over the net.
Now,
And he expected it.
well, to be fair, it wasn't random. I knew who I was talking to.
When I hit it, you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of expected. Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, I've played you a couple of times, and,
No,
and that's your go-to shot. It's like I just was, throwing meat to a lion is what I
Wait.
was doing.
Have you guys ever played singles against each other before?
No.
That's a potential matchup.
Hey, come get some.
Best
bro.
of 7. Let's do it.
Best of 7. Oh,
No,
we're gonna do a
we don't
fitness
have
challenge.
time for a 3-hour
We're going to a fitness
tennis
challenge.
match on
Oh, it
field
won't be
tennis.
that long.
No.
I can't tell what that means. Anyways, no, I probably need to work on my backhand though. In all seriousness,
Cross court
Yeah.
down the line.
so and outside I was practicing a lot of. I've been getting good at the looping topspin backhand, but with everything popping so much indoors, I feel like I can't catch it on my racket and get it to die enough, and I'm just struggling to hit that backhand and keep it low, keep it from flying. So props to you for coming into the net on me so often, because that's because I was slicing and I couldn't. I need to just rip it, but I need to know that I got to just go for
Well,
it.
and you know, like hitting deep, like topspin balls, my backhand is the way to go. Like that's.
I would love it if you just stayed back at the baseline and let me do my thing.
There were enough like points you were playing where we were both just thinking like, why are they just playing straight up the middle? Why are they going forehand to forehand here? Why are you not attacking each other's backhands? It seemed like that was opportunities missed. Like you were hitting a lot of balls just right up the middle, and you were just stepping around and hitting forehands, and you weren't really picking on his backhand either. You know, like you've got a big forehand, and it just seemed kind of like, what's going on here? You know,
Personally, what I do with Chris is I will hit up and down the middle until he gives me a shot that's not bouncing like 9 feet over my head.
Is it because of the angles that he doesn't have when you hit up the middle?
That's actually how you're supposed to play Mark.
Yeah, just hit straight at Mark's feet, right?
Straight up
Yeah.
the middle.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I agree.
No, about 3, and you might notice from the video, about 3 games before the end of the match, because I told myself that before the match, about 3 games before the end, I said, you got to start hitting cross to his backhand.
Yeah.
And I did a lot more of that in the last few games, but it was pretty short-lived because, you know, that was halfway through the second set.
yeah,
So,
but it worked.
I would have done that again.
Okay, yeah,
100%.
I think that's
Yeah.
a good strategy. And also both you guys, one of the things that I was saying to Mark was like, you're missing opportunities on each other's second serves. Like if I were you, I would just be, I don't care, slice, slap, whatever, get to the net, and then challenge them. Because when I've played you in the past, if I press and I come to the net, you're like, I got to win this shot with something amazing, tweener or a big rip, and you hit your share of rips and tweeners, but I think that the odds would have been in your favor on that, the numbers.
You're gonna hear me say it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
So
so,
basically, I'm just giving the game
no,
away.
like I said that quite a bit. There's an extreme difference on your serve indoors to outdoors. Like outdoors, it's significantly easier to pick up.
And yours as well. It's
yeah.
night and day. You know.
So like I was sitting there like it's just Chris's spin serve, and I'm like I've hit this outside like 150 times, but for some reason I'm just not connecting with it correct today.
It's a surface.
Yeah, and it was driving me nuts. But I was like, you'll figure it out eventually. And like for a couple of the games, I just started chipping the ball back just to get the point started and see if I could get through. And then I got a couple breaks doing that, and I was like, all right, well that's the way to go. But knowing Chris, like that's not gonna work forever. So then when I tried to open up again, it would just be an errant shot. Yeah. And so I was like, well, that sucks, but at least I'm trying something. So
But yeah, I think you're right. That you want to keep working that nerve until that nerve doesn't feel it anymore.
Yeah. I was struggling too with the second. Again, I missed a couple just little like flicks, and I'm just like, I can't keep this down. It's popping off my racket. It's going out, and it's just something that should be so easy was just a real struggle for me. But on your returns with what you're saying, you'll hear me talk a lot about trying to mix up the serve every single time. Sometimes I'll give you the high kick where I throw it back over my head. Sometimes I'll give you the side spin. Sometimes I'll give you the backside, just like everything, trying to throw something different in.
yeah. I was literally just like, I'm gonna hit it out wide and follow the net. I was like,
And it worked.
That's a great play.
I'm like waiting for you to give me a volley that I can get to for some sort of like a good shot, and you're just nope, right on the line.
yeah, no,
That line,
I was seriously
that
like,
line.
until Chris actually tries to rip my serve back, I'm just going to go out wide and follow it up.
It worked.
It worked for a while.
That's
yeah,
good. Yeah.
it worked for a while.
Any final questions,
Yeah.
Scott?
No, I was just going to ask like it'd be interesting to see what the breakdown of like the total points won here was, and I'm sure we'll have a statistician send us those numbers. But I'm
What's
curious.
up, UD Racing?
UD. But yeah,
These nuts? Oh, sorry.
oh,
Beg
no.
pardon?
But just yeah. Can we? But just I think that the number of points won and lost was pretty quick, pretty close. I think in the first set we
plus
thought
10
we
to
thought
15
it was,
overall.
Yeah, overall it was like
Pretty
maybe
close.
5 a set. And the score doesn't indicate that, like 2 and 3, right? By the way, somebody's doing push-ups. Okay.
Later.
I picked Chris 3 and 3, and he went.
Mark, you just made me so happy right there.
Yeah.
Tears in
What
my
did
eyes
you
if you
pick?
picked me.
I picked you 4 and 4.
No one picked me. Okay.
No, I didn't.
I
I was seriously like the whole time. I'm like, if anyone picks me, I'm gonna make them do more push-ups. So that's how it'll be.
But he's already 60 in the hole from last time.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
nobody's forgotten. Like it's actually immortalized on film. Like Mark
All right.
never did his 60.
Mark can't do 60.
Thank you for our contestants.
Yep.
Thank you for Scott for commentating. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the near future.
Thanks, boys.
Peace.
Thank you.
That's gonna be a weird edit.